Today, I'm going to tell you a terrible story. Let's run that intro. Hey everyone, Mighty Mr. Mooresky here. Welcome back to the channel. And as I said in the pre-intro kind of clip, I've got a bit of a story to tell you. This is the story of a little boy by the name of Jack. And it's one that basically it hits home for me because I basically know what it's like in this kind of situation. So here's the story. I'm basically going to be reading directly from where it comes from. Now this post, it's from a page called Justice for Jack on Facebook. I'll link it down below because this is just, I'm still shocked by it. I cannot believe that this happened. It's just, it's really, really shocking that this was allowed to happen. And the reactions of, what the teachers and the family, one of the families involved, the reactions from them are just appalling. So anyway, here's the story. You'll have to bear with me reading this, but this is the whole story in every detail. So from the page, my son was bullied all this term by one child. Now, I should put into perspective, this post was put on the page on April 7th, so 2 days ago. So anyway, back where I was. He's been whipped with skipping ropes, stabbed with a pencil, scratched, punched, called names, stabbed with paper clips, hit around the face with a tennis racket. The bully, his brother, and two friends jumped on my son's head, but the latest incident on the 23rd of March 2017, the bully was hitting my son in school and pushed him so hard he hit his head on a metal pole. The school did not give him a head injury letter or even a cold compress. Sorry. So yeah, to put in there, he smacked his head on a metal pole. Looking into more of it, it appears it was in the coat room. So if you remember back to your primary school days, I don't know if any of you in America had a similar thing, but that's basically what happened. It was for Americans that didn't have it, the cloakroom, coat room, whatever you want to call it. It was a separate room within the class. You would hang your coats and bags up there, so they weren't all over the place. They weren't under the tables or anything. So this little boy was pushed into one of the hooks, from what I've read. So anyway, on with the story. I complained on the 24th of March that Jack's bump had swollen very big. I took him straight to A&E. I were told it was concussion. I asked for a second opinion and got sent home. Do not, pick on me for my grammar. I'm just reading directly what it says here on the page. Got sent home. On the 29th of March, I took Jack to a doctor as his lump was still very big and had started leaking pus. He was then put on antibiotics. On the 31st of March, I took Jack to a doctor at 8 a.m. Again, I was told it was concussion. I was unhappy about this, and at 8 p.m. the very same day, I took him to an emergency doctor. The pus was getting worse and head pains. He was given another antibiotic to take. On the 1st of April, on here it says 1st of the 1st, but it was probably just a typo. If they were typing from a phone, it probably, but I'm not, picking on it. I'm just correcting some things. So on the 1st of April, my little Jack turned 7. So there you are. That's how young he is. And belated happy birthday to Jack. I'm just sad that this is how his birthday went. He spent the day in bed and then had a party at Jungle Land where he sat in the toilet until his friends left his own party as the pain was so severe from his friends talking and laughing. So it basically was, any noise, any loud noise, and it's impossible to stop kids from laughing, from talking, from having fun at a party. But the noise, it was just, it was causing him pain. That evening, Jack cried all night with head pains in my bed. That hits it home. If you weren't affected by it before that, that's what hit home. The fact he couldn't be in the same room with his friends at his own birthday party, had to spend it away from them so he wasn't in too much pain, and then cried that night. But there's more. As I said, bear with me, but this is a story that you have to hear, because it's just, it's shocking what happened. So anyway, on the 2nd of April, I took Jack to Telford police station, where I was told, as the boys are under 10, there is nothing they can do. And that's not, that's not a case of, one person told them that. That is the law. Because they're under the age of 10, these boys, so they're about 6, 7, 8 years old, they can't be charged. But if they were older, yeah, they'd be charged. And honestly, they still should be. There's got to be some law in place or something. Jack was screaming in pain again, so I took him straight back to A&E. Again, and that's in capitals, and so this has happened over and over. Again, I was told concussion. Again, I complained. Jack was later admitted into a pre-assessment unit and then admitted onto the children's ward. Jack has suffered so much pain for the last 2 weeks now. On the 5th of April, Jack was taken into theatre to drain the blood clot that had formed and pus that had gathered in his head. That part made me a bit squeamish. I got a strong stomach for some things, but that made me squeamish. But I had to see what was done, because this story, I had to find out the rest of it. Jack is on a drip, having antibiotics, painkillers, and even morphine. His vein had collapsed in his hands from his cannula, so it's like a human pincushion. Having cannulas fitted, bloods taken, and swabs. On the 7th of April, today, so when it was posted, Jack was taken back to theatre. He's had an electric vacuum drain inserted into his head, meaning 2 tubes put in his head to drain the infection and the blood from his head. Again, that's making me very squeamish. Jack is lying in a bed on strong medication with tubes coming out of him, whilst the bully has carried on with life as normal. And to put into perspective, the bully apparently has been taking out on other kids in the time afterwards. My son has been in hospital for 6 days, in a hospital bed, for 6 days. Not once has the bully missed a break time or received any punishment, and that is entirely wrong. That is so wrong. The fact that the bully hasn't been punished, nothing's been done. Then today, whilst I'm waiting for my 7-year-old to come out of theatre from having a head operation for the 2nd time, I received an email from the school. It was a letter sent to all parents saying that it was a minor injury that got infected. I don't know how they can say that. The kid's head had been cracked open. I mean, you can see the pictures for yourself. They're just, you look at them, how can they say that's a minor injury? I think they even said it was an insect bite. In fact, I'll get onto that in a moment, that it got infected. I'm appalled at the school that I send my children to for 6 hours, 5 days a week, to be put in danger and then dismissed. But on top of that, the police, people who are meant to protect the public, can't/won't do anything. But life for the bully continues as normal. We need to stand up to bullies, pull together and make a change, teach our children to be kind, teach our children to speak up. I was lost for words. I was totally lost for words after reading that. I'm sorry, I heard something. No. But I was just completely lost for words. And someone on my friends list actually commented on there saying, this isn't bullying, this is attempted murder. I mean, yeah, you can make arguments that maybe it's not, maybe that's an exaggeration, but come on, that could have killed him. Pushing him against a metal pole, if it was a coat hanger, that could have really, really done a lot of damage. That could have killed him. And from what I've learned from a friend of mine who he was in an accident years ago, but one of the things he said, a friend of mine called Lewis, Another friend commented on that, and he replied to that comment saying, from everything that he's read, it looks like the kids suffered a brain injury. That's life. The system's so messed up in every part of this. I feel nothing could be mended, needs complete change, no minor changes. So I just, I don't know. Because, I was bullied a lot at school myself. I was picked on a lot because I was basically the unpopular kids, the nerds, and I never had anything like this happen to me. I've been punched, I've been kicked, yeah, I've had all sorts. I've had bruises to show for it, but never has anything like that happened, and I am sickened that it's been allowed to happen. And not only that, but the bully has carried on. The bully is still doing it. In that time, they're still doing it. Nothing has been done. I'm trying to find a couple other posts, which is why I'm kind of looking down instead of at the camera. But one thing I can tell you is that the parents of the bully, they haven't named the bully, they haven't named anyone on the other side, they haven't named anyone aside from Jack. But I still can't believe that they're doing this. But the parents of the bully have actually called the police because they don't like these Facebook posts. And I'm just, how they can think that they're the victims. Jack has got a huge patch on his head, shaved off, showing his injuries, and it's cracked. You can see the cracks in his head from what this little shit had done. Here's the insect bite thing. So this was from, it says 19 hours ago, so that would have been yesterday, basically. They posted, I'm truly saddened that a certain person who works for Telford and Wrecking Council are so unprofessional that they private message people saying Jack's injuries are from an insect bite or impetigo, not from bullying. You look at the pictures of his head when you get onto the page. That is not an insect bite. I've seen insect bites, and that is certainly not an insect bite. And it's just, I'm just lost. I'm just completely lost on how this is happening. And it's just, you've messed up when even celebrities are showing support. Now, you may argue maybe this isn't a proper celebrity, but Jodie Marsh actually shared the story I just told you, the post I just told you. She shared it and put this little boy, yet again, a school and the police failing a victim of a crime. More needs to be done. It makes me sick, with a broken heart emoticon. Exactly that. You've messed up raising your child when even a celebrity condemns what they've done. But there is the silver lining. Jack is making a recovery. He is recovering. He's not going to make a full, proper recovery because, as my friend Lewis said, he's probably going to suffer from brain injury. One thing's for certain, he is going to be scarred both mentally and physically. He's going to have a huge scar and, possibly permanent damage to his head. And emotionally, that's never going to leave him. That trauma is going to stick with him for the rest of his life. He is going to be afraid of other people. That may be an exaggeration, but he is going to be afraid of others. He's going to be afraid of interaction with other people because of this one little shit that did this to him. Now, maybe I'm sounding a bit too, up in arms about it because I don't know, because I don't know him. But for me, I've experienced bullying, and I just, I really am. I'm at a loss. I'm really at a loss that this is allowed to be happening. And here's that post actually 6 hours ago. So posted today. Again, more nasty comments stating that Jack's a bully and the other child is lovely. which is just, you know, it makes me laugh. It's like, really? The last 2 days of school, the bully has been hitting another child, directing his bullying and anger to someone else. Not once has the child's name been mentioned or his parents. There you are, that's what I said. No one else has been named. They really should be. Name and shame them, but they haven't been named. So why they're saying that Jack's the bully? We've not made any threats. We've not said we want to hurt the bully. I'm sure there's loads of people that would like to, but something really needs to be done. It's so sad that people take it upon themselves to be so nasty, troll online, and allow bullying, and then say about a GoFund page, we never set out to get anything other than justice. Just shows what types of people are in the world. So sad. Thank you for all the support you're giving us. Be kind to each other. Stand up to bullies. Now, they've started the hashtag going around, hashtag justice for Jack. Now, the name Jack, it's with a K, so J-A-K, not J-A-C-K. You know, it's Jack with a K. So they've started that hashtag justice for Jack. So that's going around. And honestly, I think really we should. There are people from all over the world. This isn't just in the UK. There are people around the world that are actually showing their support. There's people as far as Australia that are showing their support for this little boy that got wounded. In fact, actually, I'm going to share with you the Facebook page so you can check it out, and I will put the link. So here's the Facebook page. So yeah, there's the Facebook page, and you can see there's quite a lot of support for it. And you know, I'm going to be showing my support. In fact, I'm actually going to be showing my support with a group of friends. Now, as you may well know, I'm part of the international charity cosplayers, the ICC. We're a group of UK, and there are some abroad, cosplayers, basically. And what was I going to say? But yeah, we basically do stuff for charity. And I saw this, and I was kind of given the idea by a friend. She said about potentially looking into try and visit him in hospital, you know, get a few superheroes together to visit him. But they're all the way up in Shropshire, which is quite a distance away. So what I suggested to my friends in the ICC is that we all, in costume, record a little message saying that we stand with him, stand up to bullies, and saying, you know, hashtag justice for Jack. Because then it boosts his confidence. It shows him that, you know, there are, like, for example, there's superheroes that are backing him, superheroes that don't like bullying. So, you know, that'd be great for a little boy, a 7-year-old, who's had a really, really rough time, to have a video message with, you know, the likes of Batman, Spider-Man, what else? We've got a couple of guys that do wrestling characters from WWE. I was about to say WWF because that's how I first knew it. So from WWE, like Disney princesses, Star Wars characters, you know, like a Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, and stuff like that. For him to have a video message with all those characters saying, we stand with you, Jack. We stand up to bullies. We hate bullies. Something needs to be done. That's going to bring such a smile to his face. It's going to boost his confidence because it's like, yeah, I've got superheroes backing me. I've got Darth Vader backing me. And I mean, part of it is also thinking, like, you know, if he's got these characters saying that they stand with him, that they're backing him, no one's going to mess with him again because, you know, I've got Darth Vader, I've got Spider-Man that are rooting for me. You know, you don't want to mess with me. That would be such a boost to him. So we're all doing that. I'm about to record mine and send it over. The founder of the ICC is going to be, he set up a Google Drive for all these videos, and he's going to put them all together and he's going to send it to the page. And hopefully we can boost his confidence. We can make him feel better. We can, you know, we can say, you know, we're with you. We're with you. And yeah, hopefully we can do some good. because this is just, it's sickening. Bullying is pathetic. As I learned from my primary school teacher, there's the not so nice way of putting it, which is bullies only do it because they haven't got a life. And the more truthful version is that bullies do it because of something at home. So really, I mean, again, on the page they post about it saying no one is born a bully. It comes from bringing up. It comes from like how they're raised. And I'm sorry to say, but the parents are just as much at fault for what's happened to Jack, because they have raised their child to be a bully. They've raised their child to be this vile, this cruel to another little boy. And something really needs to be done. Something really needs to be done, because there's all kinds of stuff you hear about in the news of kids getting bullied and ending up committing suicide. But you don't see anything happen to the bullies. The bullies drive that person to do this. I mean, I'm not saying Jack would. No way. I don't think Jack would do this. He's on the route to recovery. He's a strong lad. I give him that. He's a strong lad. He's pulling through. He's showing them that he's strong, that he's tough, and that he's brave. You know, he's brave going through this. But you know, that's the kind of stuff. Bullies are the scum of the earth. That's the truth of it. Bullies are the scum of the earth. And something really, really needs to be done to stop bullying. And I thought I would share this with you because, you know, it needs to be shared that this happens, and it needs to have that point put out there that bullying is not good. Bullying is just, it's wrong. It's totally wrong, and really needs to be cracked down on. You know, I mean, we've all had our fair share of bullying. We've all been told, you know, if you're getting bullied, tell a teacher. But when you do, they do sweet FA. They do nothing, and it carries on. And in most recent cases, it gets to the point where the kid feels like there's nowhere else they can go, there's nothing else they can do, and they end their life. Bullying is not cool. If you're having problems at home, talk to someone about it instead of taking it out on a person. I mean, if I get frustrated, I don't go and like lay into someone. That's why I have video games. Because I tell you, killing pixels is a good way of relieving stress. You know, firing up Call of Duty and going online to to fight. That takes that stress away, and I don't feel that angry anymore. Taking out on another human being is not right, not in the slightest. So, again, to summarize, something needs to be done. Absolutely. Bullying needs to be stopped. It needs to be cracked down on. Something really has to be done. These bullies need to be punished correctly. They cannot be allowed to get away with stuff like this. And I hope to God that Jack makes a full recovery. Obviously, he's going to have, as I said, he's going to have the scars. He's going to be mentally and emotionally, physically scarred for life. But I hope he makes a full recovery and he's able to live a normal life again, and that something is done for this bully. That, you know, I don't care what it is, something should be done. And that's basically it. So let me know in the comments below, have you been bullied? What did you do when you got bullied? Do you know someone who got bullied? And did you help them, or were you the bully? And do you stand with this? You know, the link to the Facebook page, it will be in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like rating, add it to your favorites if you want. I suppose just hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and just general vlogging stuff and other stuff about my my geekness and stuff like that. Hit that subscribe button. And until the next video, I've been Mighty Mr. Mooresky. Y'all have a nice day. #Justice for Jack.